Okay, people, welcome back to Aiki Women. I am Women Hear Me Talk. I have with me Akiko Rice Sensei from the Shudokan in Melbourne. Welcome. And?
Hashtag keep flame alive.
Fantastic. Okay, Mark, that's covered then. Okay, people, we've aired already a few interviews with Aiki women. All of them are teachers so far. Akiko Rice is a Japanese teaching Aikido in the Shudokan in Melbourne. So let's start. Why did you start Aikido?
I wasn't interested in Aikido first time. So I started Aikido actually in Japan before I came to Australia, and not because I wanted to do. Marty and my friend Marty asked me to find some dojo they can train, and then I found somewhere close our home, and then I don't think it was Yoshinkan, somewhere different Ryuha, so different style of Aikido, and sort of like Aikido club, and there is a proper tatami mat, not a sport tatami mat, and then they didn't tell me how to fall, and they like treat us as like not beginners, that's as normal. So and they do flip fall, and just to see them, I did flip fall, but I hit my head and back really badly, and so I can't do this, and I have to go to Australia. I don't want to break my body, so I just don't know. I don't want to do anymore. But Marty and a friend of his still going. And anyway, after a while we came to Australia, and Marty asked me, "Do you want to do Aikido?" And then I didn't want to because I wanted to adapt this new life, and Marty wanted to do, and then he found Aikido Shudokan. And after a while, he asked me, I think 2006, and do you want to do Aikido? Join us. And then, and he said, we have proper mat to practice fall, and teacher there, you can teacher teach you how to fall. And maybe, and I watched my doggy, but I thought I wasn't feeling right to start. And then and my mind wasn't ready. And okay, I can't do this. And Marty said, okay. And then January 2007, Marty asked me again, there is new student. She is similar height of you and maybe similar age of you. And better to start someone same level. And okay, I tried. And then I don't know why I felt I'm okay or I'm right to start. And I started Shudokan. And then I felt really safe to train. We got the soft mat, and teacher taught us how to fall, and then I didn't know lots of techniques, but I felt lots of muscle pain, which helped, which I'm really happy with this because I did lots of sport and I like sport, and then the part of my body I never had sort of muscle pain, so I'm so happy to get muscle pain, and so I feel like achieved.
Okay. People, just to clarify, Marty is Akiko's better half, or other half. Sorry, not better half, other half. So a lot of women, especially, right, do martial arts, and they're afraid of that muscle pain. They're afraid, again, muscle pain, what you're talking about is exertion from doing stuff, not from getting hurt, right? What would you say to women who are afraid of that muscle pain or afraid of getting hurt?
I think getting hurt.
But what would you say to them? What's your advice?
Because muscle pain is because you don't use, that's why muscle kind of shrink. But if you keep using muscle, you used to have sort of movement and getting better, just just the first stage you feel, but it's not nothing bad for you. So if you, and then maybe you can enjoy being in shower or in the bath.
Okay. But what would you say to women who are afraid of getting hurt? Because we do a martial art and you are going to get hurt.
Mhm.
But what would you say to them?
Uh,
You got injuries, I got injuries. What would you say to someone who's afraid of getting hurt?
It's getting hurt is because of you got bad position. So maybe we better to practice how to get the position.
But even that's fine, yeah. But accidents happen. Even the best practitioner, the best teacher, accidents happen. And people are afraid of getting hurt. What's your advice then? For me, it's like fuck it, get hurt, have a beer, come back tomorrow.
Well, yeah,
What would you
same.
say?
I think so because any sport, let's say, okay, I play tennis and I got the tennis elbow. I play golf. I got golf elbow. I do.
I don't play
basketball.
tennis and I got tennis elbow.
I play basketball. Someone hit ball. Someone throw ball. I hit my nose. Every sport, martial arts, you can't avoid an injury or something. You should avoid, but it's happened sometimes. You can't avoid it, so you can't scare of it. If you don't like doing anything, or if you don't want to get any scratch, I'm sorry, you're not suited to doing sports or anything.
Okay, people, there's a price to pay for everything. You want it, you got to pay the price. So, Akiko, what were some of the difficulties you found when you started as a woman, or do you just think as a woman, as a beginner, male or female, all the same, or specifically as a woman, were there difficulties?
Someone tried to stop me, or especially when I'm the beginners. Of course, there's a higher than me, and then guys try to register me, and I thought, why are you registering me? But I don't know, maybe he didn't know how to do, or he just wanted to play with me, or like, so it wasn't good, but he's just doing this, like, I just keep doing, and then maybe Sensei say, okay, swap the partner, then I can go somewhere else.
Okay, but if you're taking a class and someone doesn't want to fall or doesn't know how to fall, what do you do?
If person doesn't know how to fall, then I teach how to fall. But if the person doesn't want to fall, then I need to ask why. If there's an injury, that's why you're scared. And if he or she says scared, and then let's say from the forward row, from lower stage, or just sit down and one knee up and low or something.
Okay. So what happens if someone just grab you and say, okay, show me the technique? We're doing Nikado now. Okay, show me. What do you do?
If the grab is if I can do Nikado from that position, I do. But if I cannot do from that position, because of so Nikado is with teaching situation. If the person grab like this, we do Nikado. If the person grab the other way, because we can't do Nikado, I have to do some, let's say, Sokumeri Minage or something.
Okay, so would you explain to the person your grip is different, so I have to do something else, or you just say explain, or would you just do something and then explain?
If I can do I do something and explain.
Good. You slam the basket and then explain why it's right or wrong. Yeah. That's the way to do it. Not if too many people explain too much in Aikido. Do it and then explain, or take them to the hospital. No problem. Right. Yeah. So moving on. As an instructor, as a female instructor, because you're short, right? Like me. And do you feel you have problems because you are female and small?
Yes, yes, sometimes, like Marty is tall, and sometimes, let's say, ushiro ryo katamochi or something, I can't reach. And one instructor, or he was used to be instructor, even I can't reach from the behind his hand, or sometimes the wrist really thick and almost like touching, not grabbing. So like that is big. Yeah, I can't pull or push.
Okay. So when you're stay and you have to do things, do you find it difficult, or do you think people discriminate because you're a woman and they go harder on you, or they go softer on you because you're a woman?
Actually, most of uh most of the time I didn't feel bad because I'm quite confident about muscle movement. So maybe I can, but sometimes I cannot do. So this level, I try to use my body instead of my muscle. But when I was beginners and a little bit struggle, so I tried to do muscle and then I cannot do, and I ask someone higher belt.
Okay. So you train here. You've trained you've been Gasshuku in Poland,
Right.
in Malaysia. You've trained Japan, in the Yoshinkan honbu dojo, Takano no Baba. You've trained in Renshinkai. So you've been around a lot, and you've seen lots of different teachers. You've seen Chida Sensei, Ando Sensei, Chino, Yoda Yasuhisa, Inoue Sensei, um, Robert Master Sensei, Magruder Sensei, Ando Sensei, a lot of teachers, right? Um, what is your for you? Do these teachers treat you differently because you're a woman when you go to a seminar or to the class? Do I treat you differently because you're a woman?
No, you never.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, no, but do the other teachers treat you different?
I'm not sure because of them is small, but maybe one they don't know me much. So and I'm small, and it looks like if they push me and then I fall down easily. So I think sometimes they throw me not much. So different from they throw men or big person. But I think Chida Sensei told me Inoue-san or Akiko-san always using muscle.
Yeah. No, Chida Sensei says that about everyone.
So, yeah. And then he teach me how to throw gently or something.
Yeah. So, but anyway, someone said to me just last week, yeah, he said that when we had that seminar after the first big lockdown, we came back, that seminar, and I had you as uke, and I hit you really hard again and again, and I think once I hit your head too, right? I didn't hit her again and again, like ma'am, and then hit her head, right? And what I pointed out was that you didn't flinch. You just stood there, you missed the block, bang, you were ready for the next one, right? How do we get that sort of my problem is that most women I see right? And I'm going to cop stuff shit of this, but a lot of women and men come on the mat, smile, giggle, laugh. So as soon as you get hit in the head, you giggle or you laugh or you touch your gi because that's the default setting. How do you get the face? Because I didn't hit you gently, I hit you hard, and you just stood there and you were ready for the next one. How do you develop that face, and how important is it?
Because I have to focus what the strike from how you come to me. So I have to focus, and if I giggle or something, my focus is away.
Yeah.
And I remember that the sushi chef in Japan, when you learn sushi, the sushi chef beginners, they can't even touch any ingredients. So from the sweep, from the touch, wash that everything, and then one time the top sushi chef, you just washing dishes. You have to steal what the senior doing when you're washing. So that's sorry, a little bit. Your point is a bit off, but
Okay.
I want to focus for what are you doing, everything. That's why I can't smile.
So how do you develop that?
How?
Like Nike, yeah, just do it.
Yeah, I try not to think.
I think I have a big problem when people come on the mat and laugh through the whole class or giggle. The first thing when I say pair up, they laugh and giggle and then they do the technique. Right? The first thing should be bow, show them sharpness, and if there's something funny happen or a joke, that's fine, and get on with it. But if you spend most of the class laughing, you'll never get to that higher stage. And I don't know why. And again, I'm gonna cop it, but I find this mostly in women. The giggling, the laughing. Maybe it's being uncomfortable, but sometimes I think you just got to hide it and get on with it. But anyway, that's my 2 bucks worth. So moving on now. You've trained, been to lots of seminars, trained under lots of teachers, and you also translator. You and Marzi, you translator for Chida Sensei, for Inoue Sensei, lots of people, right? What would be, say, your best experience?
One of the best one is not in a seminar. I can talk to Inoue Hashi and Aiko Sensei privately, and his conversation always interesting, and he's like when he was younger, he goes to the past love kind of things. He's so charming, and he even he's really harsh in the highest level, but like talking to my father. And that is more like, even like now sometimes Hashi must say this to me, so I have to do that, like kind of. So that is one of the best experience.
And one of the worst?
Worst one is in a seminar, we are it just explained too long, way long, and we say that, and okay, do the technique, and then only 3 minutes or something, finish and explain. So I thought we are doing Aikido, not listening all the time. That is a bit disappointing.
Okay, so all the teachers out there, you heard it. I've said this many times. You guys are talking too much. I don't care what level you are, you're talking too much. I talk a lot too, but not as much as some other people. So, give people what they came for. They came to learn Aikido, not to hear your stories. Sorry, that's my 2 bucks worth. Okay. We talk about Aikido. This is neither male or female, but you're here. You've had experience of Aikido in Japan, Aikido in Australia.
Right.
what do you think is the biggest difference?
To compare with learning swim, in Japan, learning swim in a swimming pool.
Mm-hmm.
But in Australia, we learn swimming in the ocean. We can against the wave, how to get on the wave, how to breathe in the wave, or duck in the wave, or floating on the wave. Always water's moving, but we try to move against or get on.
So what do you think? Is it a cultural thing because in Japan everything is set, or is it because there is no violence in Japan? Nobody comes to the dojo and grabs you and say, "Show me the technique." Or there's no much, no street violence. Is it that, or is it more cultural thing where everyone does their thing?
Actually, I think the cultural things and also space of the dojo maybe when I was there. So we don't do much jiwaza or kakari geko group lesson. So we did, but it's not many as we are doing. And when even in the Kihon dosa, we don't talk, but over there we are talking. What was like your job, or what did you do yesterday, or something like a talking. So I thought, okay, interesting. But I thought this is not my style.
Okay, and but people still think I want to do Aikido. Japan's the best place to go, best place to learn. What do you think?
Come to Australia.
I think I think there's a lot of top Japanese teachers who are really good, and there's only one place to get the Japanese experience, and that's in Japan. So I have to disagree. Just when you go to Japan to train, find the right dojo, find the right teacher. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. Find the right person. There's many good ones out there. Don't worry about brands. Find the right teacher. Find the right dojo. So, in your opinion, what makes a good dojo? So, if let's say you're male or female, let's say female because we're talking about women in Aikido. A woman goes to the dojo. What should she look for?
I hope that no one feel any female or male. I hope that because I'm a woman, I don't want them to think, because I'm a woman, they do treat nicely or something. Well, we do. For the beginners, we don't like show them hard or anything, even not female, male. It doesn't matter. Even here, like the guy who is really tall, but I don't show him hard because he is being just started and his fall is not used to. So,
but as a beginner, what do you look for in a dojo? What should you look for? How do you find a good dojo?
As beginner, so everyone like focusing. So when you're in when training, like you said, I think atmosphere is important. Like not like laughing or giggling or anything, like a sharp movement, especially a higher belt. Then they think, I want to be like him. I want to be like her. So and also contents of the training, it's like maybe more movement, not like sitting and listening lots of explanations, so more moving and more interesting, and maybe some of them self-defense, so that more like life, maybe she or sorry, the person see, and then interesting self-defense, and then I can use maybe for something happen, and then okay, I can join it.
And your advice, I know, sorry, before your advice, I know you talked about what you did in COVID during lockdown, because Melbourne was the city that endured the longest lockdown in the world. So tell us what you did during lockdown to stay fit and to stay focused.
So I want to be my strengths same way or fit my body same way. So I do exercise, but not like exercise most likely for the bottom part. Because when I do jiwaza, or let's say jiwaza competition, you don't need muscle from upper body. You need some muscle for blocking things, but you don't need any like a bodybuilder type of muscle. So what you need is the strong bottom part to get up, even your throwing. So, and a strong core, and I do more lunge.
Lunges, yeah.
Lunges, so, and more squat and all the things.
Okay.
And plus, if you are really unflexible, you better to do stretch more, because especially shoulder and groin, it's if you're flexible, and then your range of movement bigger or wider.
Okay, we're going to finish up now. So what's your advice to women who are struggling in their dojo, whatever the reason? Okay, so sometimes maybe they're not treated equal as men. Sometimes they have getting injured. I know some dojos where it's all muscle based, and so the smaller people, male or female, get hurt. But people want to do it. What's your advice to people who find hardship in training?
If you got injury, let's say left side, and then use the right side, but do not focus one thing. When you do, normally person who do have injury, they worry about too much your injury. But you have, if you shoulder back, but your other shoulder, both knee is free for you. So use the other part. And I know you can't forget about starting point, but you use the other one for you to use your body.
And when your whole body is injured, then use this. Okay, so finally, any last words about Aikido or training? Again, some people think you can only learn Aikido from a Japanese teacher. Some people think you can only learn Aikido if you go to Japan. Others think you can only be good at Aikido if you're male. Okay? Your thoughts on any of this, about discrimination, whatever, anything like that?
Like Sensei Joe said, so I think sorry, it's not if you find correct teacher, and doesn't matter you male or female, so, and you you do Aikido and focus every time, then, sorry, I forgot the question.
What's your advice to people who find hardship in doing Aikido?
Sorry. Yes, so follow your correct teacher, and then focus focus yourself, and just don't think forward too much. Just think right now, what do you need next? What are you doing next? And then eventually, I'm Yondan or I'm Santan. So don't see too much farther. Just right here, right now.
Okay. And you never believe martial arts teacher said last technique or last question, because I got one more. You said then when you train and then you go, no, when you do. Aikido, what's the difference? In your mind, what do you mean? Because you said train and then you stopped yourself, you corrected yourself, you said do. Is it like swimming in the ocean and in the pool?
Yes, because training is not practical, and do Aikido is more practical for me.
Can you explain? Because most people think of it as the same thing.
Yes, but for me, like, and also mind, training Aikido is like just because the instructor said I copy the instructor, something like this. But do Aikido is instructor said, and how do you take, how do you move your body, or even instructor say 90 degrees turn, but it depends on your uke. So you need sometimes more than 90 degrees for because of your body and your uke. So that is doing Aikido, not training to me.
Okay. You do my class and I say 90 degrees, you turn only 90 degrees, no more, no less, right? But when you practice in Jiwaza, when you practice after the class, that's when you make it your own. And then you can do what Akiko Sensei said. But in my class, I say 95, you turn 95, no more, no less. Okay? I'm just joking. All right, cool. Look, people, thank you very much. Another episode of Aiki Women. And disclaimer here. I think it's a disclaimer. I don't like interviewing women for the sake of interviewing women, but they are Aikidoka in their own right, they're Budoka in their own right, everyone I've interviewed. But unlike our ex-Prime Minister in Australia, I don't want to talk about women from a men's point of view. That's why I have women there. He made himself the Minister for Women Affairs, whatever. That's a joke. So if I want to highlight women in martial arts, then I need to use women. Full stop. Everyone, thank you very much. # keep the flame alive, and we'll be back with a little bit more of Aiki women. Post